Warning! All Podunk Punks content on all social media videos and websites are intended for your entertainment. However, if you are the type who is easily offended, please find the nearest plastic bag and promptly drape it over your head. We engage in satire, give crude commentary, curse, and, well, you get the gist. We're not saints. We're the Podunk Punks. And if you like our shit, be sure to subscribe.
You guys are idiots.
I love you.
And 3, 2, 1. What up?
What up?
Hey.
What up?
What up?
Hey.
I'm LordMikeBedlam.
This is ScowlingAl.
I'm Joe.
That's Joe.
Alright, so today we're going to be reviewing, how many albums we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 albums. Well, actually 11 albums. 8 bands. Because we're going to be reviewing Anal Trump.
Yeah.
And they have 3 albums from 2017, and sometimes, you know, when grindcore happens, you just gotta go all out. But the first band we got up's Necropia.
Necropia.
Laid to waste.
Yeah, the Necropia. Where are they from again, dude?
I have no fucking clue. I didn't get that information, but I know their album was released June 15th, and it's 11 tracks long. But I noticed you noticed something funny about the artwork there.
Yeah. So I was looking up Necropia on Bandcamp, and I noticed that every album that they have on their Bandcamp was all released sometime this year. What month was it? It was like April.
I think it was May.
Yeah, it was like May of this
Between
year.
May and June,
It was
and
like
then
10
they released like 5, 6
like-
fucking albums.
Yeah, it was like 5 or 6 albums, and all of the album art is the exact same, except it's like a different hue.
Yeah, they'd have like different color themes, and like things would be negatived out, and like it was the same fucking artwork every album.
Every album.
So-
Which seems a little lazy to me.
Well, I mean, he's probably thinking along the lines of, oh, it's artsy and this is a cool thing to do, and it's this recurring.
Well, they might have just
fucking
been putting
theme,
out demos and then compiled them all into the
Well, no.
same album or something.
1 or 2 of
I would
them
like
were
to know.
singles.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'd
But-
still like to know.
I don't know.
We
Fucking-
must know.
Anyway,
Tell us.
were there any standout tracks for you guys? Any that you actually managed to like?
Yeah, I mean, I liked Mesmerized by Degeneration.
Any others?
Plague for Death and Trinity of Darkness was pretty good too.
I actually liked all of those as well. The only one that I'd throw in is Servants of Atrocity.
That was a pretty good one. I just didn't. I don't know why I didn't put it on my top favorites. But either way,
Joey?
Yeah. I had Carnivorous and Horrid Butchery were on my top tracks for that album.
Okay. Was there anything about this album that really stood out to you necessarily, like in particular? Or, I mean,
the fucking drums, dude.
annoying.
Oh my god,
Clacky.
the drums were so
Sampled.
bad. Like, the snare was the worst part. Oh my god, it was the worst part.
Clack, 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 clack,
Like-
clack, 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 clack.
It was so bad that, like, at some point it just sounded like frequency.
It just literally sounded like one note being held out. It was like, it was just, I don't know. They tried to go for this like whirlwind chaos fuck up effect thing.
But just kind of made it for jumbled mixing and just didn't really jive well.
That's
The
the truth.
guitars and bass were way too fucking low in the mix. But, I mean, there was overall, it had good guitar work and everything, but, I mean, the vocals were exactly the fucking same throughout the whole album.
Yeah, that was another thing that bothered me. He also, like, regurgitated a lot of vocal patterns throughout the entire, like, the album. Like, different tracks had the same vocal patterns. I looked up some of the lyrics, and most of it is about war. There was one that was about sacrificing shit to Satan, which
Okay.
was Servants of Atrocity.
Okay, that's actually pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But, I mean, what would you give the album overall?
Overall, because the mix sounded like shit, but it was still kind of like one of those cruise down the highway with this album on kind of thing, where it's like in and out focus kind of thing. I gave it a 6.5.
Okay.
And, you know, if the mix was a little bit better, like it was more consistent, I probably would have given a 7. maybe a 7.5.
Well, the mix was consistent. It was just consistently
Bad.
shit.
Yeah.
Joey, what would you rate the album?
I gave it a solid 6. Just it was a little uninspired, especially with the solos, and the bit of silence on Confined to Oblivion
Oh
was
my
just
God.
kind of
Unnecessary.
Yeah, I thought it ended and then it picked back up.
Nuclear
was
Wasteland,
the-
we get it.
That was the worst. I think that was the worst part of the album for me, was sitting through 4 minutes of silence thinking, oh, the album's over. And then just hearing Storm come back in. It's kind of like, man, 4 minutes of silence, guys. You could have just had an extra track.
Seriously. Fucking, I gave it a solid 6 as well. Because, I mean, like I said, what they did, they're good musicians, or whoever put this together, this guy and his band of whoever the hell did this, they're good musicians, but the execution was just terrible. Like,
Oh, definitely.
and they should have gotten a better producer or waited. I feel like this is all just splattered all across the fuck. Like, look at the Bandcamp. It's disorganized as fuck. I mean,
Oh,
you can
yeah.
tell this guy, whoever did this, just wanted to come out with music as
It
fast
was
as
a
possible.
little. I'm just gonna throw one more thing about the album out there, because maybe if they actually do end up listening to this, they'll listen. It was a little sloppy. Like, it seemed like there was a lot of takes that should have been redone,
Yeah.
or like parts that just seemed like they got frustrated with it and just said, "Okay, fine, that's good," you know.
Just see them live.
Yeah,
know?
yeah. They might be better live, because sometimes it does that. Let's get to my favorite album of the day.
Full of hell.
Oh.
What's the name of that there album, Michael son?
Motherfucking Trumpeting Ecstasy.
Came out May 5th under Profound Lore.
Profound Lore is a pretty dope record label.
It's 12 tracks long, and they're out of Ocean City, fucking Maryland. What other fucking grindcore power violence band do you know of out of Ocean City, Maryland?
None.
No, a
Absolutely
lot of good things from
none.
Ocean City.
Get your wet wings on, boys.
like-
We're gonna make some death metal.
I know a lot of things that come out of Ocean City, but it's not metal.
It's usually
STDs being
VD.
most of 'em.
VD and drug habits.
So,
And broken homes and families. Joey's just like, yeah, you're right.
I
Go to
liked,
Rehoboth.
one of my favorite fucking tracks was actually the title track of the
Yo,
album. Trumpeting
was
Ecstasy
good.
is pretty different for
Dude,
a grindcore track.
The title track was my favorite track.
Evil.
That was so disgusting.
Evil. Has that gung, 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 fucking in the beginning, and just that noise, and then the fun fact about her. Her name's Nicole Dollenganger.
Wait, fun fact about who?
The chick on Trumpeting Ecstasy. doing the-
Dalala Ganger?
yeah,
What-
Dollop a Daisy.
Dala Danglin.
She's a Canadian singer and songwriter that's like known for like dream pop and shit, and got famous on fucking Tumblr for posting original songs. And now she's on Eerie Organization Records, and her song Chapel was featured on episode 14, season 6 of The Walking Dead.
I think I
That's a lot
remember
of
that
use-
episode.
That's a lot of useless information there, AJ. Thanks.
Yes, it is.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's also a bunch of other people featured on this album, like this fucking Aaron Turner guy.
Oh, well, you know me, dude. I'm a connoisseur of useless facts.
Dude, Aaron Turner's in Old Man Gloom, and he's a U.S. musician. He was in ISIS, not the terrorist group.
I love ISIS.
ISIS is fucking awesome.
Can't remember a single song they did though.
I don't know, but he did vocals on Crawling Back to God, and he did album art for Agoraphobic Nosebleeds, PCP Tornado, and Frozen Corpse Stuffed with Dope.
Delicious. Dude, I love frozen corpse stuff with dope.
Dude, he also did artwork for Converge, Dillinger Escape Plan, Neurosis, and 43 other fucking bands.
Delicious.
Yeah,
I
but
keep saying that, but this band. Can you say it this time, Joey?
What? It was a good album.
Delicious.
It
delicious.
was actually the first Full of Hell album I've sat completely through and listened to, and I thought it was great. I might try to pick it and any other albums up. I thought, the mixing on it was very good. I didn't really hear anything out of place or wrong leveled. And for standout tracks, I had Branches of You and Bound Sphinx.
Bound Sphinx,
was
dude.
hot,
Phoenix.
dude.
Hell yeah.
I like that shit. I had Illuminate, which was the first track of the album. Branches of Hue was awesome.
I like that Cauldron's bottom, dude.
Crawling Back to God was fucking awesome.
Dude.
And of course the title track was fucking amazing. This album was definitely an amazing Full of Hell album.
What'd you give it?
Well, closing statement, I loved every second of this fucking album. Like the mixture of like death and grind.
It did have everything.
And
Power violence.
Black and death metal, drone, fucking noise.
The vocal artwork.
Dude, the vocal work was fucking amazing. Some of the parts, like some of the Journey parts kind of got old at times, but the vocalist kept it going with just his amazing versatility. And maybe it's a little too classic of a Full of Hell album, Like I don't think they've reached that peak, but I feel like it might be a little too I don't know.
Well, once bands reach their peak, they start to plateau where they start to get fucking worse. So,
Yeah.
I mean, at least they're still climbing and creating shit that's getting better. I mean, I'd listen to this over their other stuff,
Oh hell yeah, I want to see them live, dude.
just because it's newer.
I gave it a 9.5. It made me come at least 5 times. But it would have gotten a 10 out of 10 if it would have just squeezed that little 6th out of there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That jizz spasm.
If they had some longer, more power violency songs, I would have gave it a higher grade. I gave it an 8.5. But I mean, for a power violence, audio horror, fucking grindcore album, I mean, it's perfect. It's all around great album. What do you think, Joey?
I gave it a 9.
You
I
gave it
thought
a
it was
9?
good. Yeah, it was
Damn.
one of the higher ones that we did.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was a good album. I mean, it was solid. I couldn't really complain about too much. But Mike was right. The drony parts did get a little repetitive and just kind of...
It got a little redundant at times.
Yeah.
You have no respect for art, Joey. You want
No, I
vulture
don't.
You
swine.
piece of shit, cis male scum,
Yeah.
Cis male scum, troglodytes,
Neanderthal,
objectivist. I don't know. Objectivizer.
bitch.
I don't know. Anyway. Animals killing people.
Sounds like a party.
Eat Your Murder. So, I couldn't find hardly anything about this shit online to listen to. I had to, download the fucking album, find a place to download it from. But, and then I emailed it to these guys, said they could listen to it, and it's 11 originals and 2 covers. They got a Carcass cover on there.
Dude, the covers were awesome, but let's get to the first part. What are the standout tracks for you?
Well, hold on. They came off of Severed Records.
Oh, yeah, I forgot
This was
about
released May 2017, and it was mastered by Colin Martin of Goreguts.
Goreguts? Mm-hmm. Oh, that must be good.
Goreguts.
Who, fun fact, Colin Marston actually is recording one of our friends, Brad Cook's album right now.
Oh,
Really?
Or
good
they
job.
might actually be done.
Good on you, Brad. Seriously, come on our show.
Fucking standout tracks for me were Disorganized, Milk of Pus, and Eat Your Murder. And I loved Eat Your Murder because every time a fucking catchy riff would play, they just throw it right in the grinder.
Yeah.
It's like everything would stop and you hear this like gung 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 gung, and then all of a sudden just into fucking grindcore power fucking stupidness.
Dude, Listeria Gluttony Stench was pretty hot. Eat Your Murder, the title track was awesome. And I loved Murder King. Murder King was probably my favorite song on the album.
That had a pretty cool intro riff.
Yeah, I loved the intro riff. I like the concept of the first track, Listeria.
Had a pretty haunting sound clip.
Yeah, definitely. Fucking Gluttony Stench. The whole album gave me a very Cattle Decap vibe, even though, I can't...
It was
not
mixed
even
like their
saying
first
that.
album.
Yeah, not even saying that because they're like a vegan death grind band, but it was, like AJ said, it was very, very much like their first couple of albums.
Cattle Decap's first couple of albums.
Solid fucking slam, definitely, throughout the entire album.
kept me headbanging the whole time.
Same.
I mean, it's this production was a little scratchy and a little floppy, whatever. But I like the overall sound, and I think the fact that it wasn't overproduced and perfectly clean kind of helped the album sound grosser. You know?
Yeah, I feel that. I definitely feel that.
I just feel like they went too much the other way. If they had cleaned it up, it would have been better. Because you could actually hear how gross it was. This was just a jumbled mess.
I don't know. I feel
and
like,
the snare on this one, too.
I feel like...
yeah.
That flat trash can snare.
I think the bass drums kind of lacked a little bit of ass.
I gotta add one more to my standout tracks, and you guys probably agree with me. Animalistic Hunger for Human Meat.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I mean, personally, I like the whole fucking album. I gave it a 9. I gave the album a 9. I enjoyed it so much.
Well...
I like the Carcass cover.
The Carcass cover was hot.
Yeah, but even that was just off in places. Like, the bass intro was just a little sloppily done.
Sounded like they recorded it live.
I felt like, you know... I felt like because... the mixing was a little off. Like, I'm on the fence between the mixing, really. Like, it made it sound cool, but I would have liked to hear more. The slams and the brutal death parts were just, you know, just the whole album was really good.
The slams and the brutal death. It is very kosher.
I gave it a 7.5, not because I thought it was a bad album, but because I felt like they could have done more with it as a whole. You know, like I feel like there could have been some better riffage in some parts, and some of the transitions were a little off. But overall, though, they're definitely a band I'd see live.
Joey?
I gave it a 7 just because the production was so bad for a band that's, you know, signed and has a label backing.
I'll give you that.
It makes no sense to have.
And let's check out their label first. Severed Records, yeah.
Which, look at, you know, the pedigree they've got on here. Some
Amputated.
great bands.
Unfathomable Ruination.
Dude, I love you are
Acranus.
Fucking Acranius.
Your. Huh? I'm gonna start calling Unfathomable Ruination your now.
You are.
Your.
But yeah, I don't know. I thought everything about it was pretty decent. You're right. The fact that they're signed means that they should be held to a little bit higher of a standard, but I don't know.
Yeah. Gucci.
So, just one more time, I gave it a 9.
7.5.
7.
All right, let's move on to Maggot Colony.
Dude, this shit was pretty good.
Vile Reincarnation for $6.99 on RisingNemesisRecords.com.
I'm just gonna bust out the door with the obvious. That fucking Black Dahlia feature
Motherfucker, you do this again, I'm gonna punch you in the balls.
was beautiful.
They came off of Rising Nemesis Records. The shit was released April 21st. And yes, track 6 features... No, track 6 is the title track.
He's getting mad because I'm not fitting with the program.
And I'm trying to angle my fucking arm and figure out at what...
But yeah,
angle
Vile
I'm gonna punch your
Reincarnation
balls.
had Treble Strand.
Alright, so what was your favorite one, Mike?
The title track.
I have
title
a couple.
track?
I have a couple.
Okay, then what were they?
The Swallower,
Okay.
I had
Impious
that one too.
Sedation,
I liked Impious Sedition.
and of course the title track.
Okay.
The title track was hot.
Okay. I liked Prayers of the Unbelievers, Impious Sedition, and Omnipotent Hands.
Omnipotent Hands.
Omnipotent Pans.
And Omnipotent Pans, bruh.
It had like that high-pitched melodic intro with like some overtony bullshit, and then went right into like these headbanger chunks, and by like 30 seconds in, you're just being like, just
Pulled into a grinder,
fucking
basically.
pummeled to death, yeah.
It just reminded me of a Gatling gun. Like, you know, the old school Gatling guns you had to hand crank.
I liked the mixing on the album, but I fucking hated the vocals because the homeboy, they were just like really dry, airy, and he didn't have any like...
See, you're right. I didn't think the versatility in the vocals were all that good. It was just a basic slam, brutal death. I think they did a little bit better. I feel like they did a little bit better on the list than Animals.
Then I don't know. I think they might have been one of the better brutal death bands we reviewed this time.
Really? I just think they were too standard. I think it's just like, okay, you ordered your brutal death, here it is.
Now, I definitely think that it was a solid brutal death album, but there wasn't really anything different with it.
Well, what the fuck was up with that track with Trevor from the Black Dahlia murder? I mean, like,
It was a little different than most of it. I mean, it was a lot different.
I didn't like that about it.
I thought it was a good song, though.
It was a good song, but what the fuck was it doing on that album? They made it specifically for Trevor.
I think that having someone from a melodic death metal band, arguably, on a brutal death album kind of doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I could see maybe if they got like
Infinite Annihilator's vocalist or something.
No, they suck. But if they got like Corpse Grinder, that would kind of make sense. Or if they got why can't I?
John Gallagher.
Yeah, John Gallagher. It took me forever to think of that. John Gallagher on this. That would make a lot of sense. Or Bill Robinson from Decrepit Birth. Any of the guys that have done vocals for Devourment, Jason Kaiser from Origin.
Well,
it would have made a little bit more sense.
Regardless of how much sense it doesn't make and whatever, like, Trevor stood his ground.
Yeah.
He definitely stood, like, he did a very good job at doing brutal death when he comes from a melodic death background.
Yeah, arguable. But he didn't.
I think so.
That wasn't a brutal death song, though. They did more of a melodic death song for him, though. Like, it wasn't the just like, I don't know. I don't think Trevor would sound particularly good over top of that because his lows are so crisp, and you need that like sludgy fucking. Wow. I don't know. He's cookie.
He's cookie.
But I don't know. Aside from that song, I just kind of got bored with the album.
I liked it.
I was a fan of it. I was a big fan of the songs Lights of Blasphemy and The Swallower, like Mike was.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought
was dope.
Yeah, I thought the mixing on this was, a lot better than.
Oh, mixing was great.
Yeah, put it a little bit higher than the other albums we've done, same style.
Mm-hmm. So what did you rate the album?
Joey?
8.5.
8.5.
I give it an 8.
I give it a 7.5. Just because, I mean, I find it hard to give straight brutal death bands like this much higher than an 8, only because after a while I get bored with it. Like, I get bored with the like, I don't know, it just gets like...
I do want to throw one thing out here, though. If Animals Killing People's production was like this, I feel like I would have given it a better score. Because their instrumentation was definitely in there, I just couldn't hear it.
I think y'all picky motherfuckers.
I am, and you know what? That's why we fucking review music, AJ.
Alright, well, let's move on to the Clockwork Deity.
The Clockwork motherfucking Deity, bitch.
Goddamn, they released 4 tracks. I mean, okay, Anthology of Human Sickness. 4 tracks. 4 tracks.
Would you call
That's
it an
all
album?
we have to go. Yeah, what is it, EP, I guess?
Yeah.
Would you call it an album?
They call it an album.
I call it an EP.
I guess in the
EP
UK that passes
single.
for an album. They're a UK band.
They can pass this dick through their mouth.
I couldn't find fucking hardly any information on them whatsoever. I don't know if this was self-recorded or what, but...
it sounds a little DIY, but then again, we heard how, shitty Animals' production was, and they had actual producer.
Yeah, so this album came out May 12th. 4 fucking tracks. Prelude, Razorblade, Suicide, Resisting Possession Through the Consumption of Internal Organs, and Spontaneous Abortion.
I love it.
Any favorite track or tracks?
Dude, I really liked Razorblade, Suicide, and Spontaneous Abortion.
Spontaneous Abortion I didn't get. Like, it was so like...
That's what I liked about it.
It was like chill, and then brrrr, and then went into the clean shit, and then brrrr, and then... I mean, I get it because spontaneous, but like... music-wise, listening to, I don't know.
The only thing that really bothered me, honestly, about the album was the symphonic parts. Like, it really didn't seem like they really knew what they wanted to do.
Well, I mean, they're operatic death grind.
Yeah, but, like... Yeah. It was like they tried to be Flesh God Apocalypse. But
Well, I mean...
of grindcore.
I feel like every, fucking symphonic band is bound to get compared to Flesh God Apocalypse at some point. So
True.
I don't want to do that, because, I mean, there are bands
I'll
that are
retract
orchestral that sound a whole hell of a lot different, like,
I agree, I'll retract that.
I can't think of that many right now because I don't really care for fucking symphonic death metal, but
Yeah. I think that...
the artwork's awesome.
Yeah, the artwork is pretty... I don't know if that's a legit...
No, that's it. That's right.
No, I mean, I don't know if that's like a legit painting by an artist, or if this is like paid by them.
I don't know, but I mean, the album was really well produced overall. I mean, sound quality wise, I thought the whole thing was pretty.
Agreed. I thought
Pretty
this
well
was a
mixed.
very well done album. Very grindy.
Guitars were technical as fuck.
Even though I didn't really care for the classical parts at times, it was still pretty cool because it was different. And, like, they pulled it off a little bit, like, they played off of each other very well. I liked it. I honestly liked it.
Joey?
I thought it was a pretty good album. I was a fan of these songs, Resisting, Possession, I'm not going to say the whole thing, and Razorblade Suicide. I thought it was solid. It had a little bit of tech in there, but a good amount of slam, too. It's a bit short for an album.
Yeah.
It's better as an EP.
Which is why I said,
And the mixing, again, was a little bit odd.
The production in this review is just off anyway.
On the upside, I think people looking for a bridge between Catalepsy and Flesh God Apocalypse have found their band.
Definitely. Oh, yeah.
What did you guys give it?
I gave it a solid 8 because I actually enjoyed it.
I gave it an 8 as well.
I want to see more.
I gave it a 7.5.
I definitely want to see more from these guys because they sound fucking sexy as fuck.
I wanted to give it a higher score, but yeah, only 4 songs to go off of. And I just didn't care for the weird nature of Spontaneous Abortion, which, I mean, judging by it literally means I have a problem with a quarter of the album.
Yeah.
So,
You're
if
right.
I don't like one song, I literally don't like a quarter of the fucking album. So that's the only reason why I didn't give it a higher score. So, if I had more to go off of, yeah. But I think we all can agree to that.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Alright, Michael Son, what's the next band?
Next band is Analepsy. Atrocities from Beyond.
From Beyond.
Beyond. That fucking album art is awesome.
It is.
It looks like a bong.
But so many bands are doing alien shit. Like, all the slam bands are alien shit now.
Fuck it.
Whatever.
Woke.
Straight off of Rising Nemesis Records, January 27th, 10 tracks long, and they also came out with a split with Cranium.
Cranilepsy.
We got some Portugal slam.
Slammy Portugals.
Hell yeah.
Another Rising Nemesis.
Oh yeah. Wait. Yeah.
Yeah. What were some of the standout tracks for you guys? What did you like?
I fucking loved what was the last track called? It was hold on, I have it here somewhere.
Omen of
Return, yeah. Omen of Return was pretty dope. Even though it was just an instrumental, it was really good. I like that sound clip they used straight from fucking Faceless. Well, it wasn't straight from the Faceless.
That weird alien
yeah.
thing. But yeah, the guitar riffage, it was just guitar, no vocals, I don't think.
I really liked Eons in Vacuum.
Yes.
That was an awesome one. And Witnesses of Extinction was fucking awesome too.
That was my favorite on the album as well. Dude. It was fast, chuggy, and it had this cool melodic part around the 1 minute mark that's definitely worth listening to. Joey, what were some for you?
Apocalyptic Premonition and The Vermin Devourer were 2 big ones for me.
Oh.
And I liked some of the instrumental editions. You don't hear that a whole lot on, Brutal Death or straight death metal records, so I like that. It was a solid album, decent length. Didn't feel like it went on for too long. Didn't feel too short.
Agreed.
But it was not a huge standout. Like if you played these guys and then Cranium,
Yeah.
I'd be hard pressed to
Yeah.
decide
True.
which one it is.
That's most slam like this, though. I mean,
Which it's great, you know, this would be awesome to ride around in your car or, you know, work out to.
It's
Exactly.
Just,
Go
it's
break
another
something.
one of those folk like
Not-
zone out shit.
yeah, not every band has to be this huge fucking pioneer. Some bands
Winter
can just
Sun.
be really good at what they do
Yeah.
within their genre. You know, just
There's
dominate.
a place for the big, stupid death metal riff.
Yeah.
Joey, don't bring up Winter Sun again or you're fired.
We're not gonna. I liked it. I fucking liked it. That album, it was okay.
Okay,
Back on
to
topic.
Analepsy.
We're running
Back
out
to
of time.
Back to Analepsy.
But yeah, I like that all the albums. Normally in slam bands like this, all the fucking songs are like 4 minutes, 30 seconds, like 5 minutes long, and like midway through it, you're like, come on.
Dude, it just
I've noticed
did
the
not
opposite.
stop.
It's
Yeah,
a
that's-
lot of like 30.
Oh, I loved it. It did not stop.
Well, I like that all the songs were like 3 minutes, 2 minutes long, and yeah, it kept you interested. It didn't get boring necessarily.
Yeah, definitely, dude.
Fucking 6.5 only because I don't really care for slam.
I gave it a 9.
I gave it a 8.
You know
I
what?
gave it a
I'm gonna
fucking
change my
nine.
score because I read that, but I listened to it again since then. Fuck my 6.5. I'm gonna round it up to a 7.5 because it was produced well. Yeah, there might not have been much distinctive about it, but I mean,
I love the vocal work, dude. I love the fucking drumming. The drumming was really good. I don't even know if that was recorded or if that was
triggered.
triggered. Oh, no, it was. We see it right there.
Recorded?
Yeah, it was recorded.
Nice.
So, yeah, solid fucking drums. Not a lot of slam bands do that anymore. So, yeah, not a lot of slam bands actually like use drums in their shit ananymore.
I know, it's
And
all
that's-
just this
that's-
clacky fucking programmed,
always-
overproduced bullshit.
animals killing people.
They didn't sound like programmed to me.
It was.
I don't know, fucking not nearly as bad as goddamn laid to waste Necropia bullshit.
Yeah, it's true.
Alright, so yeah, 7.5,
9.
9,
8.
8. Okay. Sepultura. Let's get Sepultura out of the way here.
Yeah.
So, this came out January 13th under Nuclear Blast. Nuclear Blast, you know, solid label. It's 10 tracks, or if you get the deluxe edition, you get Chosen Skin and Ultra 7 No Alta.
Uta.
As a bonus thing, it's 46 minutes, 5 seconds runtime, or 50 minutes, 40 seconds if you get the deluxe.
Right.
And yeah, what did you guys think of it?
Eh.
It was artsy. Okay, the solos in it were fucking awesome. Like, I thought they were really well structured and the
solos were
scales
good.
were different.
I always like Sepultura solos.
Yep.
Joey,
It
you
didn't-
know, you're a Sepultura fan, kind of.
This wasn't a Sepultura album. It's when I think of Sepultura, I always think of the old Igor and Max days, you know, up to Roots. And it's a different band. I think when they changed singers, and now they've changed just about everybody, they should have changed names and done something a little bit differently. I mean, I think they did a great job on this. It's a good album, it's solid.
I feel the same.
I've never really been a fan of Derek Green's vocals.
See, personally, I've never really been that big of a fan of Sepultura in the first place. I don't know what it is about them that kind of, I don't know, but I liked Roots. That was
Everybody
good.
likes
yeah,
Roots.
but that's pretty much it. But with this album, it still didn't catch my ear, and personally, it's still I agree with Joey. It doesn't really give that feel as a Sepultura album.
I actually loved how different it was, and I gotta applaud them for going out on a limb and sounding different.
I liked it.
I liked it! Fucking, I don't know, I thought it was really well orchestrated, and I thought it flowed, the whole album flowed nicely. You know, it's like if Pantera, Meshuggah, and Soilwork, I think, were kind of put into a blender. It was well produced. I always liked the tribalistic Sepultura sound, and they did put that in there in a couple songs.
I like.
Well, it just kind of feels forced now that they've,
Yeah.
It used to be a Brazilian band, and now they've got some people from different places, and they're still trying to do that Brazilian tribal thing. It just kind of seems.
Sepultura from Brazil.
But would you rather them not put that in the album at all and not maintain any of their old sound? I mean,
Well, if they had done a completely different band, changed the name, and just gone, kind of like what Black Sabbath did when they were Heaven and Hell.
yeah, I guess
It would have, you can look at Heaven and Hell albums and go, oh, those are great Heaven and Hell albums. But as a Black Sabbath album, it's not the same because you think Ozzy, depending on when you got into them, you think more Ozzy than Dio.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of, basis for me here.
We didn't go through standout tracks, did we?
Not yet.
Not yet. Which ones did you guys like?
I liked Machine Messiah, and I liked Cyber God.
I was a fan of the title track Machine Messiah as well, and I Am the Enemy.
I liked I Am the Enemy.
That's good.
That was the one that was like thrashy as fuck.
I'm gonna throw that one on mine too, because that was really good.
Yeah. I really enjoyed Resistant Parasites. I thought that was a headbanger with some heavy fucking riffage. And it had like the really open, heavy vocals as well. Had a little beatdown part at the end. But the only thing I didn't like about the album was that the more it played, the more meh it kind of got.
Yeah. Kind
But,
of lost its appeal after a while.
Yeah, I agree.
What did you give it?
I gave it a 6.5.
Damn. Mike?
I gave it a 7.
7? I gave it an 8.
Give it a 7 just because I didn't necessarily hate it. I just didn't care for it. But it was still good instrumentations. I gave him that.
I would have given it, honestly, a better score, but I thought the lyrical content was a little cheesy, and I thought the rhythms were a little overused, but that's kind of groove metal,
Yeah.
Alright, so now we're going to move on to Anal Trump and wrap it up here.
And I just keep sending him money, and now I realize...
So we got 3 fucking albums to review real quick. Let's, right before we set up today, we listened to All the Broads I've Nailed Before by Anal Trump.
Yeah, this came out it feels like it's pretty much as soon as we sat down.
Digital release was 2017, so January 20th, so
It just might have been overlooked.
I didn't see this.
But yeah, mammograms are gay, nasty woman. Before I proceed, I'd like to hear the other side of the argument. Okay,
Dude, Trump, just Anal Trump in general is amazing.
dude, the fat picture was awesome,
Oh, that was heavy.
and the Trump rule,
Oh, the Trump rule was fun.
the fucking Trump rule was great.
Shit.
Any standout tracks for you, Joey?
I mean, of the 3 albums, it clocks in at what? I think 5 minutes altogether
Yeah.
for the 3, if that.
We're Anal Trump. We won't take up too much of your
So
time.
yeah, so if there's no standout tracks. I thought they're all funny and
Dude, they're all
a little scary.
Dude, they're all they all have their place.
Well, hold on. Right now, we're just doing To All the Broads I've Nailed Before.
I was
So-
just doing them all at once.
So is that how we're going to tackle this?
Yeah, a blanket.
Okay, so then in that case...
because since it's literally like 5 minutes. Yeah.
Okay. Then, real quick, my favorite tracks out of these albums were The Fat Picture, Trump Rule.
The Fat Picture was good.
Off of, if you thought 6 Million Jews was a lot of people, my favorite was, what was it?
And Frank Memorial Bagel Chips. Beautiful.
Does This Cross Make Me Look Fat was probably my favorite.
Oh, I'm gonna cry.
If you wanted to qualify for health insurance, then maybe you shouldn't have gotten raped. What was it?
Old people are gay.
I liked Victory Lap. Sick People Are Gay.
Victory Lap was great.
Can You Believe It was really good. And Kill the Poor, then Fuck the Poor, then Build Their Families.
I like that one.
That was good.
So, what would you give these 3 albums overall?
As
from
a
Anal
whole,
Trump?
I give it a 9.5. Travis Trump, Rob Trump, you guys
Crow.
keep your shit. No, they're brothers, Joey. It's Anus Trump and Dingus Trump.
Anus and Dingus.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys keep your shit going, because this is amazing.
Well, I wonder if they've got another 3 years of this in them.
I'm sure they do.
I hope they do, please.
Yeah, I gave it an 8.5.
Did anyone else notice the pimples in the asshole?
Yeah.
I want to pop them. I gave it a 9. 9, baby. 9. I want more.
Yeah, dude.
I want more. I want longer albums, but I know that's not gonna happen.
I want more tracks. Do a 100-track album.
I know they have like a 2-minute limit on these albums. I don't know, but
Do 100 songs.
of the 3, which was your favorite album?
My favorite album was That Makes Me Smart.
Oh,
Well, that's 2016.
yeah.
I don't care.
Of the 3 we did, To All the Broads was pretty good.
I liked if you thought 6 million Jews were a lot of people, you should have seen my not accurate shit.
I liked if you wanted to qualify for health insurance, then maybe you shouldn't have gotten
I
raped.
can't keep a straight face during this review. Like, it's retarded.
It's fucking great.
Just like Trump.
Well, yeah.
Piece of shit. I hate you.
What? Hold on. What death metal band do you think Trump listens to? I think he listens
Design
to
the Skyline.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Jinx.
Well, hold on. I don't think Trump listens to like really pussy metal. I think he just listens to like really fucking shitty dog shit metal.
I think
like
he listens to Have Heart
Have Heart.
and A Day to Remember.
That's too
And-
optimistic. I don't see Trump saying like nah, 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 nah,
Well, he's very.
nah, nah,
Well, I
nah,
mean that they're very about them.
my feelings. I mean, like, I don't see Trump being like,
he
I
might-
hate this town. It's almost time.
Okay, let me take that back then. I think he sounds like Chunk. I think he listens to Chunk, no Captain Chunk.
Oh Christ! It's just simple enough for him.
Oh, I hate that shit. Die in a fire.
I feel like Donald Trump mainly just listens to the sound of
Baby's crying.
Old MacDonald had a farm on his little spinny toy.
I think he listens to like repeats of like French audiobooks
What the fuck?
just because he doesn't know French.
No, but that would be cultured.
All right, let's wrap it up, guys.
All right,
Okay. Well,
everybody, we love you.
we love you guys. Check out some of our other videos and shit.
We're gonna
We'll
have
see you
another
in a couple
5 to
weeks.
8 bands coming up next week.
Peace.
Peace out. Joey, what's your professional opinion on goddamn gonorrhea?
Well, I don't know there, Stutter now.
Well, do you know how they used to take care of gonorrhea?
How they used to take care of gonorrhea?
Back in the day, they used to just take your dick and like put it on an anvil and just smack it with a hammer until all the nasty gunky shit came out, and then they would put it on like water.
Yeah.
And maybe aloe.
Used to be an inspiration for a lot of grindcore bands.
Smash your dick and a little bit aloe vera on that.
Aloe smashed dick